Hi, I'm back with another video, and in this video I will talk about Extramural Studies, which is also known as EMS. So what EMS is that it consists of both husbandry and clinical components, and it is a core part of our vet program where students have to complete a certain number of weeks of experience in order for them to graduate and to work as a vet here in the UK. So there are, as I've mentioned, both clinical and also husbandry components. So for the husbandry component, we will have to complete this in our first 2 years of our vet school, and it is where we have to do a specific number of weeks for a specific species of animals. So for example, we will have to do 2 weeks of cattle, 2 weeks of sheep, 2 weeks of horses, and 1 week of poultry, and also many other species to make up a total of 12 weeks. So the main aim of husbandry EMS is that it allows us to gain experience and insight into how to properly take care of animals, how to manage them, how to feed them, what environment they need in order for them to thrive, and so on. So we can do this, for example, in zoos, in pet shops, in pet shelters, or in farms, where we're not really shadowing a vet because that's for the clinical part, which we do later in our years. And we learn just how to, the basic fundamental needs of an animal and how we should properly take care of them. These 12 weeks of husbandry EMS that we have to complete in our first and second year really helps complement the hands-on practical sessions that we have at vet school that I've talked about in my last video. So it allows us to be more confident and competent when we are handling animals. On the other hand, we have clinical EMS that we complete from our third to final year of vet school, and that is a total of 26 weeks, other than the 13 weeks that we've completed in our first and second year. So for clinical EMS, this is where we really shadow a vet, and we follow a vet around and see what kind of jobs they do, how they perform procedures, how they communicate with clients, and how they manage their own veterinary practice. But of course, it's not only about a clinical practice setting that we can work at. We can also work at a laboratory, we can work at government or non-government organizations, we can work at wildlife public health centers, and so on, as long as we're working with a qualified veterinarian. This provides us with experience regarding clinical care of animals that are sick and unwell, and potentially gives us the opportunities to complete small procedures under the vet's supervision. So thankfully, I was able to complete all 12 weeks of my husbandry EMS prior to the COVID pandemic hitting. So hence why I am making this video today, because I'd like to share some of my favorite experiences and the favorite placements I've been to with you all today. So the first placement that I'm going to share with all of you is lambing. So I did my lambing placement in Peebles, which is a place in Scotland. This took a total of 2 weeks, and I stayed at a small cottage that the farmer provided, which was located 2 minutes away from where the sheep fields were. So right in front of our cottage, there were really beautiful, vast fields that stretched across the land, and we could see sheep grazing on it every day. So most lambing placements take place over Easter because this is the time when most of the lambs are born. And our main job during this time is to help the farmer out with sheep who are giving birth, because it's very common for these lambs to come out in a orientation that is incorrect, and therefore this could potentially block the birth canal and cause the sheep a lot of difficulty when they're giving birth. If these sheep are left alone, the lambs could potentially die, so it's imperative that we are able to spot the sheep that are struggling and act very quickly to prevent any mortality. So except for assisting the sheep in giving birth to their lambs, we also took care of the feeding, the management of both the ewes and the lambs, and also ensuring that the lambs were well fed throughout the day. We were also responsible for letting the sheep out onto the fields to graze and to enjoy their time in the sun, and also we took care of the rejected lambs. So these are the lambs that are either rejected by their moms, or these lambs could have moms that have passed away and therefore had no colostrum to drink. So we had to hand rear them, and we fed them commercially produced colostrum and milk formula, which was made from powder. As you can see here, they often become attached to humans and see people as their mothers, as we are the ones who provide the milk to them. And they get really excited when we go into the shed, and they even jump up and down trying to get food from us. So it's really adorable when you see this in real life. Lambing is definitely a really physically demanding task, as it requires you to work for 2 weeks straight doing lots of tasks that require a lot of strength. So it's very important to fuel your energy by bringing lots of sweet snacks. And our farmer was really nice. They provided us with lots of Cadbury mini eggs that saved our lives many times. So the next placement is at Dunfermline, which is also in Scotland, and it was done on a broiler chick farm. So broiler chicken are basically chicken that are going to go for meat. And through this placement, I got to learn how a commercial broiler unit functions, and I also got to witness how the whole process went from obtaining day-old chicks to recording their progression until they are of ideal size and body condition score for going for meat. I also learned the importance of maintaining temperature and light, as well as changing them according to the chick's age, and how that ensures that they have a good start in life and grow according to plan. Biosecurity was also an extremely important thing that we had to pay attention to while we were on these units, where we had to wear suits and masks and also dip our boots before entry into any shed. This is to prevent any cross-contamination and from us bringing any infectious agents into these housing environments. The farmer that was in charge of this placement was really nice. He brought us to strawberry picking, and he also bought us ice cream, and it was an absolutely fantastic experience. We also got to spend a lot of time with the day-old chicks, where the farmer allowed us to take photos with them, play with them, and basically they thought we were their mothers. So to thank the farmer for being so nice and for being so wonderful, me and my friends even baked a Victoria sponge cake with jam and also cream in the middle, and the strawberries that we got from our strawberry picking on the top. And as you can see, there's also a little chick that we drew. So I hope this video was informative and gave you background information on what extramural studies is and how much you can actually gain and learn from each and every one of them. And the memories I've made in these individual placements are beyond imaginable and will remain with me forever. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope I'll see you soon. Bye!